What's going on, guys? This is Boogie, and welcome back to another Alchemy Stars video. We were very successful in our summons last video and managed to pull Azure, so we're going to go over her kit, playstyle, and recommend some units to pair with her. So her active skill has some caveats that aren't easily noticeable until you play with her in-game. On the surface, it does exactly what it says. As soon as you place the Mirage down, you can either select the tile underneath and convert it to blue, or use the Mirage Strike to deal damage in a 12-tile diamond shape. However, the Mirage Strike hits all enemies one time, not every tile within the diamond shape range, just one time. I know, it's a bummer, but that's like the only negative I can give her. You cannot interact with the Mirage if you or an enemy is occupying it. The second part of her active skill states that placing another Mirage on a previous Mirage triggers an enhanced Mirage Strike that deals 2.5x damage. Try saying that 3 times fast. You can tell by the lock-on effect from the visuals. This still hits all enemies within its range once only, and the Mirage remains in the same location where it was triggered. You cannot use Mirage Strike or Mirage Transformation on a Mirage if you've already used it on a previous Mirage in the same round. Only one use per round, period. Moving on to her chain combo, Tier 1 deals 130% damage in a 12-tile diamond shape, Tier 2 deals 165% damage in a 16-tile radial shape, and Tier 3 deals 175% damage in a 2-cluster radius. Aside from that, the Mirage releases a Tier 1 chain combo once Azure does one herself, every single time, regardless if it's being occupied by you or an enemy standing on it. Despite saying Tier 1, that's only in range, so it actually deals the same amount of damage for whichever tier Azure earned. So if you reached enough tiles to pull off the 3rd tier chain combo, you'll deal 175% damage in a 2-cluster radius, while the Mirage deals 175% damage in a 12 diamond shape. Therefore, you're effectively doing 2 chain combos without the assistance of a double chainer or active skill, a first of its kind. This perfectly lends herself to being paired with Hydrad. Instead of doing 2, you can do 4 chain combos in a row. Her equipment is short and simple. Gains a 20% attack buff when she's within her Mirage's 12-tile diamond shape range. BT3 increases this range to 2 cluster. Going over her playstyle, in most cases, just use Mirage Strike because the enhanced Mirage Strike does considerably more damage than the normal one. Whilst you can't convert or use the normal Mirage Strike on a new Mirage after using either on a previous one, you can still use the enhanced Mirage Strike after doing either. So if you don't need to convert a new tile, just spam the enhanced Mirage Strike. Make sure to always finish your chain combos near the range of your Mirage to take advantage of the 20% attack bonus on your chain combo. Here's a simple graphic created by Spirit of Midgard to help you better visualize. For 1x1 enemies, place it on any adjacent tile. For 2x2, one of the 4 corners at BT2, or any tile next to the enemy at BT3 or more. For 3x3, one of the 4 tiles in the cross section. Now here's the same graphic with some modifications I made to incorporate the buffed chain combo ranges. For most team comps, it is recommended to bring 2 DPS units. There are currently 3 top DPS units for water, those being Sharona, Regal, and Bethel. But each of these 3 fill a different role. Regal is pure DPS. With his diagonal attacks from his active and the ability to stack that 20% attack buff to his normal attacks and chain combo in a single round, he still wears the crown for raw damage. Sharona has utility with her global teleport, although it's really only noticeable at MBT for burst comps. Bethel behaves similar to Azure, being that she can summon up to 2 Frankles using her active skill that deal damage every time a unit uses an active skill and after disappearing from an enemy walking over them. With 2 Frankles, she excels in range for her class, especially when they teleport to the nearest enemy if her chain combo reaches them. She excels when paired with units with low cooldowns on their active skills. Which brings me to Azure since she has a 1-turn cooldown, right out of the gate. They both serve as summoner type detonators where most of their damage comes from using their summons in tandem with their chain combos. She out DPS's Bethel, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't run them together. It's honestly quite hilarious how much map coverage you can get with both of these Aurorians on your team. However, Azure can also convert, and she can technically do it every round if you don't replace your Mirage. That's what makes her irreplaceable in my eyes when building teams, just how I never take Hero off my Forest team. It allows for more flexibility when converting and makes it almost effortless to enter Aurora time with the right setup. Also, her Mirage always deals damage as long as you reach the chain combo requirement, not just on proximity like Bethel. When deciding on which of the 4 to bring, think about their playstyles and how you want to engage the enemy. For pure DPS, I'd recommend Regal and Azure. For more utility, Azure and Sharona. For maximum coverage, Azure and Bethel, or Azure and Fleur. So my final thoughts on Azure. She's a superb addition to the game and honestly one of the most safest and recommended units since Hero. Despite Hero's playstyle feeling night and day with preemptive from her BT3 in my honest opinion, Azure feels the most complete 6-star unit without breakthroughs. The breakthroughs are just there for ease of use, meaning you don't have to be so aware on your chain combo placement. Now if the Mirage Strike part of her active skill was every tile instead of 1 time per enemy within range, That would be overpowered and most likely lead to power creep because it only get more broken with the increase in range from Diamond to 2 cluster from BT3. Overall, I highly recommend you summon for her. Most of the recent Aurorians have been lackluster in terms of gameplay advantages. I think Tordog missed the mark with the captain switching mechanic, maybe if it wasn't limited, but then they'd have to put a cap to the units with no caps on their equipment since the limited switching takes care of it. So hopefully you have enough loom amber to spare from saving for the anniversary. And with that, that's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed and found this informative, make sure to like and subscribe to stay connected on Alchemy Stars. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.